So hey everyone, we have some new Babylon 5 The Road Home information coming real soon, and if you want to stick around, I do have some Babylon 5 stuff that's recently arrived in the mail that I'm pretty excited to share with you as well. So I'll firstly talk about some of the information we have about The Road Home, and then if you want to stick around, I'll show you what's recently come my way. So we have a couple little more updates about Babylon 5 The Road Home. And this comes as information is starting to just trickle through a little bit more. We're expecting a proper announcement very soon. We're almost in the middle of June, so we should be getting some official news. But there have just been little tidbits that have been released along the way. JMS showed some images of the animation style and some of the characters that we would recognize at a recent convention, and he's put those up online. Characters like Sheridan, Dr. Franklin, and Zathras. Not Zathras. It provides us with a decent look at the animation style, and so I guess the only from here is how it all comes together. That'll no doubt come when the trailer drops, whenever that is. The animation style does look good. You can easily recognize who is who. So it's going to be great to see how all this comes together, I think. Oh, of course, in this shot we have Sheridan, Delenn, and must be Lanier back there, or I'd be thinking that that's Lanier. So, yeah, what are your thoughts so far? Now, obviously it's going to be quite different, being that it is animated, but this is new Babylon 5 for the first time in a long time. And in a recent Twitter exchange, JMS poured praise out on Paul Guyett, who's the voice actor for Zathras and Jeffrey Sinclair. Paul Guyett actually tweeted first with the image of Zathras, saying that it was the first look at him for the upcoming film, and he thanked JMS for sharing and creating the whole Babylon 5 universe. He even put the hashtag Zathras, hashtag not Zathras, so he obviously gets it. JMS in reply or in retweeting it said that, "And you and all the cast members standing in for our fallen friends did an amazing, respectful, masterful job. Thank you." And it was mentioned on one of the Facebook pages, I think it was for jmsnews.com, so I'm not sure how official it is, but there was a listing, there have been updates to IMDb profiles online, which includes 3 composers that are attached to the project. These are Christopher Carter, Michael McCuistion, and Lolita Ritmanis. So it's interesting to have 3 names attached to it, and I don't know how that works for the one movie. There were some links provided on that page, which took you to their IMDb pages, and Christopher Carter had quite a good show reel of his soundtrack work, and of course it's not really indicative of how the final product will sound, but yeah, it's interesting to have these names attached to it, and how the new Babylon 5 sound will be after Christopher Frankie's not returning with his unique and very much Babylon 5 sounding suites. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? You're excited? Have you seen any of this, and do you know any more? As always, I sit here just waiting to learn and find out more, but it is exciting to be talking about so much Babylon 5 stuff over the past year and a bit. We've gone from the reboot that may or may not be happening to this animated story that absolutely is happening. And we just found out a runtime from one of the English classification websites, which has indicated a very basic storyline, but has also told us that the runtime for the film is going to be about 78 minutes. So maybe a bit shorter than some people would like, but it's still feature length, I suppose, for an animation. So the information keeps coming. Now, I do have some other Babylon 5 stuff to talk about, and it was just some things that have arrived in the mail, but for that I'm going to change the camera angle because we're going to go to an old-fashioned look at some items. I've already opened the box, so it's not really an unboxing, but anyway, if you want to stay on for that, stick around. Alright, so we're looking at the floor, but I recently came across some interesting items on eBay that one I didn't really know existed, but I had been looking for something like this for a long time. I'd known about a brand called Factory X, that had made some diecast or pewter figurines of Babylon 5 ships. Namely, you could get the space station Babylon 5, and I think the other one was a Star Fury. But then, just doing a random search for some Babylon 5 stuff on eBay, as I do from time to time, I came across a listing for some Rawcliffe pewter figurines, and this was a set of 4 of the ships from the series. I believe they also do figurines of the actual characters, but as I was interested in the ships, this one actually took my interest. The first one I want to show is the White Star. Let's see if we can get this focused a bit better. Now these are only small, as you can see, it fits in my hand, but there's no mistaking what this is. I'm going to put this one down. Now they all come with a stand, and this one in particular has Delen's likeness imprinted in the middle, and these spin around. Hopefully this is in focus too. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Little Babylon 5 logo at the bottom there, and on the other side it says White Star commanded by Ambassador Delen. Strangely enough, it does say Earth Alliance at the bottom there, so not entirely accurate, but still, this is the stand for the White Star, and they just sit on top quite easily. Let's see if I can do this, and there we go. Now, I did say that there was a set here, so did manage to get a couple more, and I'll get to the others in a second. The next one in the bunch, as I should have unwrapped these before I started talking. So most of them are pretty good. It's easy to tell what they are. The one I would probably say is the most disappointing of the bunch is the Star Fury, and here it is. So on this shot it definitely looks like a Star Fury, but for some reason the wings are not straight for starters, and they're definitely not in that familiar X position. There's no denying what it is, but it's just unfortunately the casting of it, or how they produced it, just looks a little funny. I thought that maybe it had bent in heat or something like that, but all the other ones I could see listed as well have the same problem. So it just appears to be how Rawcliffe have manufactured them. For the Star Fury, the stand has Michael Garibaldi on it, and on the back, it just says that it's Star Fury commanded by Chief of Security Michael Garibaldi. And again, you can put, we'll sit on a stand, but because I'm sitting this on a rug, it's probably not the best. Okay, so that's 2 of them, and we do have a couple more. The next one I was actually quite impressed with, and it's one that I, just for the design of it, it's quite hefty too, this one, because of what it is. Any guesses? We have the Shadow Fighter. So what I do like about this is, as I said, it's quite big. There's a fair bit of weight to it, but also just the patterning of the body, of the organic hull. It's really well done on this one. And on the stand we do have the shadows, and on the back it just says that it's the Shadow Fighter commanded by the Shadows. So that makes sense. Ugh. So, after all that, we have one more, and let's get that one open. Any guesses for what this one might be? It is the iconic space station itself, Babylon 5, The solar panels are on there. Of course it doesn't rotate, but there's enough detail there. It looks pretty nice. It's a decent size. It's not too big, I don't think. It's not too small either. And with the stand we have John Sheridan, commanded by John Sheridan, President Earth Alliance. So not Captain, he's the President of the Earth Alliance. So yeah, some of the details are a little funny on the stands, but the overall ship details, I think, are there. And you know, this is quite a nice, impressive looking set, I think. And so there you go. Did you know that these existed? Do you have them yourself? Does anyone have the Factory X models? You know, those are ones I've been trying to track down. Anything Babylon 5 is really hard to come by these days, so yeah, what are your thoughts? And does anyone have any of the others, the character figurines? Yeah, anyway, it's cool. It's Babylon 5, so I'm really glad to have these, and I'll probably put them on display somewhere. Yeah, let's see how we go. More info coming, I'm sure. More to talk about. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.